Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 17 of Direwolf20's server play series. We've got a plan, me and Soren here. I think we're going to start working on, what are we working on, Soren?
Bees!
Bees! Yes, I've got apiaries, I've got all kinds of cool stuff going on. I built a room that's going to be my bee room. These are basically two rooms, this main room here, and we're going to be doing extra bees type fun stuff, so there's a lot of craziness that you can do with extra bees, like a lot of really cool stuff. But basically this is going to be the room where the bees are created and spawned and, you know, working and doing their thing, and then this room is going to be the entryway plus you know, the machine room, and there's going to be some liquid storage for a special type of bee liquid. If you didn't see my extra bees spotlight, then you don't know what I'm talking about, but if you did, then you're probably thinking liquid DNA, and you'd be right. So Soren's digging out a little area underneath. Doesn't have to be too big, Soren. We don't need too big of a buffer in here. We also have a really cool new item on the server. King Lemming has finally, after much poking and prodding by me, released Tesseracts. He's had them for a while, and he's finally implemented them and got them on the server, so that's cool. We've got Tesseracts. Cool. What's a Tesseract? Well, it's basically a teleport pipe. There's three of them. There's item, liquid, and energy Tesseracts, and you connect them up, and they can transport energy. It's really pretty awesome. I'm excited by Tesseracts a lot. So yeah, we're going to have to play with Tesseracts this episode, and we're going to have to play with all kinds of cool bee stuff. So you can see here is a liquid Tesseract. Soren already hooked it up to our lava tank. Cool. So the lava is getting pumped directly into the Tesseract, and it's over frequency 25. And guess where that lava is all going? Well, I've been wanting to make a energy storage system for my wither spawner and you know, battle arena. So down here, Soren hooked it up with a geothermal generator to power the MFSU. Once we get down there, you'll see it. Cool. So here's Tesseract, MFFS Geo, frequency 25, and it's a pretty cool little interface. It's really not hard to use. You can see here, you can set it to an enable with a redstone frequency, so you can turn on and off the Tesseract with redstone. And you can also change the configuration. There's some device owner stuff, like who's allowed to modify it. And there's a transport mode. So this one's set to only receive, but you can also switch it to send and receive, or send only. Pretty cool. So yeah, we've been looking forward to the Tesseracts and finally got them, so we're excited. And then, you know, we found a bunch of bugs with them, and King Lemming is working on that. So this episode, we're going to start working on the bees, like I said, and we're going to use Tesseracts. Hey, there's King Lemming. I figured if I said your name enough, like, you'd show up.
Yeah.
Not sure that's how it works, but okay.
He hides until you point out a bug.
Yeah. Got a seed oil
just the
in your
one.
tank, by the way, and Carpenter filled up with the seed oil here, so I can make some more apiaries. Cool. So basically the plan here, lots of apiaries, lots of fun. Jaded has been going completely crazy with bees, by the way. Is Jaded still on?
I'm still on. I just muted my mic so you didn't have to hear any background noise like the sirens that were going by.
Oh, fun.
Oh. Are they coming for you?
Yeah, that was funny the last time it said.
Well, I think it's the first time it was said on camera, so it's funny to the YouTube audience now. So I made a dozen apiaries, by the way, Soren, so that's a good start. We also have a bunch of bees that we're going to, you know, deal with. The first machine that I made, by the way, is over here. I already made it because we were starting to get a lot, and I mean a lot, of rocky princesses and drones from our quarry. Because the, you know, rocky princesses and drones live near rock underground, so that's where they're hanging out. But I went out scouting in between episodes here, and I got us some marbled princesses. I got marshy, modest, meadows, forest. Soren found the forest and tropical, wintry. Yeah, we've got a bunch of princesses and drones here to put together. So I think our first order of business will be to get some of these things running. I think that's a good plan. We're probably going to want to make an automated frame machine to make frames, and we're probably going to want to, set up a whole bunch of transport. But then we're going to have a big, crazy system here for, getting liquid DNA out of the bees and manipulating their genes. What I want to have is like a gene serum for almost all the good traits that we might want to have. So, like, give some gene serums for all kinds of cool stuff. And then people can come by and use those gene serums to manipulate their bees. So anybody else who's interested in getting some bee products on the server and they don't feel like doing all the breeding, well, I'll have the breeding somewhat automated in this room, and then people can just swing by, collect stuff, and use the machines to get the perfect bee for them. That sounds like a plan. So it's going to be a little bit involved, but hopefully I think it's going to be pretty cool. So why don't I start by getting some bees stuff set up here. I'm going to see how compact I can make this thing. And that's going to be a challenge, just because of how the bees work. So, yeah, that's going to probably be tricky, but we'll see what we can pull off. All right, I'll be back in just a few minutes once I've, got things going. All right, guys, we're back. In preparation for working on my bees, I've actually adjusted the way this carpenter is set up here. You can see I've got a bunch of oak wood sitting inside so that the carpenter can start making some of the impregnated sticks that I need for the impregnated frames. And over here I've got a nice little system going. It's going to be pretty straightforward. I've got a wooden pipe pumping the sticks out, and they're going into an iron pipe that's going to land inside this chest. So you can see the chest here has impregnated sticks, and I put a bunch of string in there as well. And then what I'm going to do over here, right on this guy, is place down a fabricator. And you can see I've got another gate with an autarkic gate on it, and we're just going to say redstone signal off, energy pulse, and place down this guy. And in here, I'm going to put the recipe for the impregnated frame. Cool. So what's going to happen is, as soon as this thing makes enough impregnated frames, the fabricator should use the items inside the chest to make the impregnated frame, and then they will get pumped out through the wooden pipe on the bottom, and send the impregnated frame into the chest. How cool is that? So basically, it's an automatic impregnated frame maker, which is going to be pretty useful because we're going to need quite a bit of them. I might even add on to this to get soul frames made at some point, or maybe I'll just make them manually. Soul frames are going to increase the chance of the mutation possibility on our bees. So automated impregnated sticks become impregnated frames. And I should probably bump this guy up to at least an iron chest. Yeah, probably, definitely. Let's see, I can manage that just with what I got right here. Cool. All right. And now let's go check out how we're going to handle some of the bee stuff. So I've made a little bit of a, mess in my bee room here already, but I think it's going to work out pretty well for us. Let's check it out. I've got 2 rows of apiaries. This row here is going to be the row that's going to be constantly producing items for us. So any really good bees that we want to have running all the time will be in this row. And this is going to be the mutation row. Any bees that I'm trying to mutate or breed or get some fancy new bee are going to land on this row right here. And I've got a nice system in mind for how I want to pump things around. Jaded was kind enough to lend me some propolis, so I don't have to worry about making myself, diamond pipes for now and then moving on later to the bee pipes, the apiarist pipes. So thanks, Jaded. You're the best.
You're welcome.
Cool. And I will be back once I'm ready to start putting this all together. But over here is where we're going to store our liquid DNA. You can see Soren built a nice multi-tank. Wow, it stores 1,000 buckets of liquid DNA. I thought we were going to have a smaller one. How big is this tank? Soren went crazy. I might make this smaller. Alright, we'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. And just getting my bees started off here. I'm making some meadows. I'm going to make some forest. And I've got even a tropical here that's probably going to start stinging and hurting and poisoning me. That's awesome. But I've got quantum on, so I'm not worried. And I've got rocky drones. I should make a beealizer, because I'm not sure what kind of flowers rocky drones need by default. And because it's raining right now, none of these guys are going to produce anything. But, yeah, I have to figure out what rockies need. I think they're pretty good, though. What do they need? Stone?
Stone, cobblestone or stone blocks set down next to you.
What about stone bricks? You think that'll work?
Never tried it. You good?
I'll put just a piece of cobble nearby. And then I got my impregnated frame production. Cool. I should probably like have some kind of setup so that it always has a portal in between the workshop and the apiary or something. For now I just have a portal gun there, but yeah. Now I want to start automating these guys, so I'm going to need... I should probably get a beealizer real quick, just because. But then I also want to, like I said, automate the pulling in and out of stuff. And that's good. I don't have any other bees going right now. I do have marbled. Maybe I should get marbled going. I don't think I put them in. I've also got marshy, but I don't think I have the flowers for them yet. But I have a cool idea on how to adjust that. So let's see. Marbled. And like I said, I have the marshy. I also have winteries, but I'm not going to do anything with them yet either.
Oh, what do you want to work toward there?
I don't know. I'm just getting started by putting all the World Gen ones into an area. I'll figure out what I want to work towards next.
Okie dokie.
Yes. Oh, okay. So it's no longer raining, but it's still not daytime. But I like the fact that Rocky Queens... Oh, that's cool. Rockies are nocturnal. That's really good. Rockies have awesome genes, don't they?
The machine that Soren seems to have broken. Not setting off the dissipation charges.
Oh, is it broken?
It's not. It should not be raining in the overworld.
It's not. It stopped
Oh,
raining.
I thought you said it was raining.
It was, but now it stopped. Maybe your machine fixed it.
It does take a minute, but...
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, let me get a beealizer going. And I'm going to need probably some power going on over in that room, so because I need to get some honey. Oh, right, the beealizer is a recipe I can't look up right now because the forestry plugin for AI is broken. I'll get it. I'll look it up online.
You've got the carpenter?
Yeah.
You need 4 tin, 2 glass panes, 2 redstone, and a diamond.
Cool. Thank you much.
Pattern is 2 tin on each side of 2 glass panes in the top part, a diamond in the middle, and a redstone on each side on the bottom.
Cool. All right, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes once I've got, you know, the beealizer ready. I'm probably going to need to get some power going over to that main room, and I want to get a centrifuge or 2 going as well. So, we'll be back. All right, guys, we're back, and the next thing I want to make is a Tesseract. I've already made myself a redstone energy cell to power the machines that I'm going to have over in my B area, but now it's time to show you guys the Tesseracts. I'm pretty excited to show them to you. What I'm going to do is place down another liquid transposer in the workshop here, right next to our magma crucible. This way we can actually have a liquid transposer dedicated to liquid redstone, and this guy is going to be dedicated to liquid ender pearls. So I'm going to change the configuration to output on the left and throw some liquid ender pearls in there. Awesome. The magma crucible will melt that stuff down and then just dump it into the adjacent container here. Cool. Look at that. I just need to set this guy to accept from the right side. There we go. And he's starting to fill. Beautiful. So we're starting to get liquid ender pearls. That's what's needed for the item transports. Next up, let's put together this guy. Some hardened glass, I want to say, and some tin. And a diamond, which I didn't get. Awesome. Forgot one item. Also, we're like low on diamonds. I need to get more of these. Tin.
Oh no, I got mine shafts.
That sounds cool. Oh, Tesseract frame. Nice. So that gets me an empty Tesseract frame. These guys are made very similar to the redstone energy cells. So you gotta dump the Tesseract frame into the liquid transposer that has all the liquid ender pearls in it, right? Yeah, look at that. It's transposing. Cool. While that's happening, I need to make myself one of these guys. One of those energy coil things, redstone conductance coil. And since I've got this thing open, I'm going to make myself a copper gear. That's another component of the Tesseract. Okay, so unattuned tesseracts can be used to make three things. We can use them for energy tesseracts, awesome. Liquid tesseracts, which require an in-bar gear, and tin gears will get us an item tesseract. That sounds cool. So let's put it all together. Now I do of course need two of these. I'm only crafting one at the moment. So remember, every time you make one of these, or more often than not, you'll need two of them. So I've now got my first energy tesseract, which of course is completely useless by itself. So I'm going to have to make another one, which I'm going to go do off camera now. But I wanted to show you guys that process. It's pretty cool. Alright, we're back. So how do you use these awesome energy tesseracts? Well, they're not too hard to use at all, as a matter of fact. You can simply place them in the world wherever you want. You can place them next to a redstone energy cell, or you can connect them up to redstone energy conduits. So I'm going to place this one down right here. And I'm going to set the frequency. So here's my question for you, Zeldo, since you're here.
Sure.
I'm going to set this guy to send only. What's the deal with energy tesseracts and their frequencies? Like, does each player have his own frequency list?
Open up that tab on the right side all the way at the bottom.
Right, configuration, owner only?
Yes, you see where it says owner only?
Right.
That
so
would mean you're on your list. If you switch that to public, you're on the public list.
Oh, I got you. So I switch it to... I got you. That's cool. I like that. So I'm going to actually make the energy tesseract public. There's already one that says main. I don't know whose that is, though. But I'm going to make this public.
I think
and I'm
that's
gonna call
Borak, isn't it?
No, hers is private.
And if it's not hers, I don't know that anybody else has a Tesseract set up and going.
An energy one?
It is.
Somebody has a public one. And I just made a public one. Public frequency 1 is workshop free power. So anybody can connect to this guy. And right now I'm going to set him to send only. So he will only send power. Cool. At least for now. And this guy should dump out all his power at 100 Minecraft joules per tick into the energy tesseract. So that should be pretty neat. So now let's go over to the other side here and debate where we want to place the power lines. I think I'm going to place them actually up on the ceiling in this room. Let's see how we make out. Because underneath we're going to be doing a lot of liquid stuff, and through the side of the walls behind the machines we're going to be pumping items in and out. So I'm thinking, hey, there's a skeleton in here. That's what I'm thinking. I need to put a door on this room.
Yeah, here's another one that won't sell me his page.
Cool.
What page did you have?
Eternal Weather.
So I'm thinking, let's put the energy tesseract down with a redstone energy cell right here, and this will allow things to start transferring over. So let's do redstone energy cell and energy tesseract right in the corner. And I'm going to set this guy to workshop free power and receive only. And if we do that, we should start getting energy in our cell. But we're not. What did I do wrong? Oh, have to hit the check mark here. Receive only. Frequency 1 is now set, and now we're getting energy in the cell. That's cool. And there's a 25% loss, is that correct, Zeldo? Over teleporting over frequencies like that with
No.
energy?
Yes.
Yeah,
25%? Did he raise
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, he raised it to 5%.
Holy.
25.
5. 5 sounds right.
25%.
Holy shit.
25%.
When did he do that?
Well, it's a configuration setting, so if you don't want energy loss over a distance, you can, turn that off. If you do, whatever you want. But basically, long story short, you can kind of do it however you want to do it. Ooh, my Rockies died, and they created Rocky combs. How cool.
Conduits are a 5% energy loss, right? Zelda?
Yes.
Is that per conduit, or that can't be per conduit? I would think.
No, it's just generic 5% when it enters into the conduits.
Gotcha. And 25% if you're teleporting it, which is kind of cool. I like that. I think that's a good number. Like, your teleporting power, you should lose a good amount of it. 25% is a nice solid number. Of course, like I said, configuration setting, if you want to make it 95%, you can. If you want to make it 0%, you can. You can kind of make the loss whatever. But for now, that looks pretty cool. So, probably going to be pumping items into the sides of these machines and maybe out the front and liquid out the bottom into the tanks and stuff. We'll have to figure out exactly how everything's going to work. But for now, we've got power. Awesome. And if we head back to the workshop, we should see our biogas engines have kicked on and started running because the energy cell is depleting in the basement there. Or probably, I need to get a power plant going that supplies more power than this. 6 biogas engines just aren't going to cut it. Yep, it's feeding power out. Nice. That's pretty cool, actually. Alright, we will be back when it's time to, I think, get started with our bee piping system. Alright guys, we're back. While I'm waiting to get my machine set up, I do want to start automating the bee production here, so let's get these set up. I've got right now up to this one filled with bees, so I'm doing pretty much every bee that I had except the marshy and the, I think, the desert one. Maybe the ice one isn't in here either. But let's get them set up. I'm actually going to need a little bit more of the wooden pipes. And you can see I've got pretty much everything I need. Also, I have a really cool idea on how I'm going to sort all the items that come out of this. But you're going to have to wait a few minutes till I get there for that one. And then I've got some cobblestone and some smooth stone transport pipes to go here next. This ought to do. Yeah, I've got a really cool idea on how I'm going to sort my bee items. That'll do. And then under here, I want those propolis pipes. So thank you again, Jaded, for hooking me up with the propolis. This is making my build much easier.
Just so you know, I wasn't winning it. I don't want him back.
I know. But it's making this infinitely easier.
Well, I am glad it makes it easy.
That's where I want to be. And for there, golden transport pipes. Alright, so maybe not that way. So what we should basically get set up with this system then is, I'm going to need my wrench. Whenever a bee comes down here, it's going to output to the left. Or when anything comes down here, I guess for that matter, it's going to output to the left and make its way to that chest. When a bee comes out of the apiary, it comes down here, and we want all bees to go up into the white section, and then we want anything to go down the black section. So basically what happens is it'll try and put the bee in the apiary. If it succeeds, the bee will primarily go into the apiary itself, but if it can't go in, it's going to go down the black pipe, which is anything. Pretty cool. So bees anything. That's how we set all these apiary pipes up. Bees anything. Bees anything. And bees anything. Double checking. Then autarkic gates, because I love them. And they're awesome.
Where, what are the switches powering for it?
They are turning on the output conduits.
So here's a good example. I think I just saw a honeycomb go zipping through there, and it should have landed in my chest by now. Perfect. So we're already producing some stuff. These guys will probably start pumping the combs out first. I'll come back to watch them successfully do the bee thing. Okay, rocky combs are going that way. No idea what rocky combs create, but let's watch the bees filter through here now.
Pretty not nothing.
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 Nothing. But rocky bees are awesome because they have some really good traits, which I'll get to once I get some honey to fuel my beealyzer. You'll see why they're cool. So we should start seeing our rocky drones and princesses show up back in the apiary. Perfect. Excellent. So then as my queens die, they should... So are cocoa cream frames better than impregnated frames, I guess?
Cocoa frames are better if you want to die off fast and produce a decent amount of product while it's doing it. It really depends on what you're looking to do as to which of the frames is going to suit you better. The impregnated will give you the longest lifespan possible, the highest production, blah, blah, blah. The various extra frames all you trade off either lifespan, production, or mutation chance for boosting one of the others.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And we'll be back, guys, when it's time to next start processing the bee products. Alright, guys, we're back, and I'm putting down a chest here. I'm going to put one centrifuge and one squeeze in there. I'm going to try this with one centrifuge and see how we make out. Might need more than this, but for now, it's at least a start. Oh, see? I knew this tank was too big. I'm breaking this tank that Zorn made.
Why is it too big?
Because he built it like right under where I wanted my machines to get connected to power and stuff. Like, the blocks directly under my machines are tank blocks.
What does the scorched surface page do?
It makes the surface of the world scorched. I think that's the one where you take damage if you're... What's all this? What is all this? Ah, he already has a liquid Tesseract going on here. That's cool. Cool. I guess because I'm an op, I can see other people's private frequencies.
Yes, ops can open private
Gotcha.
ones.
Gotcha. So if I wasn't an op, I wouldn't be able to see nothing.
No.
Understood.
It would say this is a private Tesseract that belongs to Sora.
Well, that's neat.
And you almost got your hand cut off or something, right?
You could have lost your hand.
Actually, King was to add in lightning bolts if you try to break somebody else's.
Cool. That would be neat.
If you try to break it or if you touch it?
We were thinking maybe touch, but for sure break.
Because touch, I mean, you can kind of like right-click on the block and not think much of it.
You will once you get hit with a lightning bolt.
Yeah,
Sounds a
but
little severe.
yeah,
Only a little.
you would need somebody to know if it was yours or not then. Because I don't know about you, but I have a terrible memory.
Yes, you do, Tog. That is a fact.
Well, I could probably remember where I placed my Tesseracts. It's not guaranteed.
See, that's not so bad. That's 672 buckets worth of liquid DNA. I think that's good. And now I can run power and stuff under here. Where's my wrench? I'm thinking maybe power straight like this. Alright, so centrifuge has power. This guy's outputting. I'm going to max it out at 100 because some of these machines require a lot of power. And there's a spider on my roof, which is awesome. You know, people have suggested I just like light up my roof or something along those lines, but look, this roof is completely lit up. The reason the spiders get up there is because they can climb walls and they see me inside and they're like, hey, I want to go after him.
They just see nuns in a box.
Exactly. Alright, golden transport pipe. So we're going to want a system here such that once it manages to make its way over, we want to get this guy going. Well, I mean, I guess I don't even need him on top. I can connect him on the side. Which, yeah, if I connect him on the side, makes me question how I might want to do this. Because I might want to output from the bottom, so maybe I don't want my conduits underneath. Either way, I need something underneath, but I think I want to output from the bottom. And you guys are pretty close to seeing my idea for the sorting system for this system, which is going to be, I think, pretty awesome. Haven't completely tested it out yet, but I have a pretty good feeling about it. Let's run these guys like this.
Okay, Jaded, what stairs where?
That'll do.
Hang on, I'll be right up there. I'm just sorting some bees.
Ooh. So then we want to come over here.
And
So bees go up to the
Jaded.
diamond chest there, and items
your
will
fault,
go
Jaded.
the green line. I love golden pipes now that like they don't require a redstone signal. Best change ever.
And you can put them together and they speed it up even faster.
Yep. I'll get some covers for that eventually, but for now, looking good. Alright, so we should get items going into the centrifuge. Then what we want to do is get some barrels. Let's go get some of those. I think we've got a bunch.
I have
This
to
is
go
going to
put
be a
the
barrel
bees in
sorting
their
system.
home,
Mm-hmm.
or I forget.
Wow, I have no inventory space.
I guess it's too early in the day for your sidekick to appear.
Yeah, it's definitely too early.
Probably has
He stayed
class
up
at the
last
moment or
night.
something.
No, he's been around. He had like to study for a test and then take a test today. Guessing school is back in session by now for him.
Yes, it was definitely back in session for him.
So, barrels plus a router. If you guys watched my factorization spotlight a while back, I showed you routers and their coolness. They can do all kinds of nifty things, but I'm going to use a router in the most basic form. I'm going to basically say insert into top sides. Nice. What the router does is it can connect to any adjacent inventory and any inventory adjacent to that inventory. So what I've got here is a bunch of barrels connected to each other, and one of those barrels connected to this router. And what that means is the router can insert items into all these barrels. And because they're barrels and they can only accept one type of item at a time, it's going to go ahead and try and insert into the barrels as appropriate. So this thing's going to search through all the barrels, and it's going to try and insert whatever item lands in it into the top slot. So for example, if I put a stack of stone in there, it's going to go ahead and start inserting stuff. Cool. Look at that. That's not bad at all. So we're probably going to have to manually, ahead of time, tell it which items are allowed to go in, because right now it looks like it's evenly distributing this stuff. So I don't know if there's a adjustment we can make that can make it not evenly distribute. Oh, you know what? I think there is one, isn't there?
You
There's
can
an
put
upgrade.
thoroughness, and
Any ideas, Morphe?
it'll move stack by stack into those inventories there, but it'll still spam it around.
Yeah, I thought there was one that would like fill an inventory before it moved on to the next.
Yeah, thoroughness, but that'll only do it for stuff that's grouped together, like a stack coming in at a time or multiple stacks.
Yeah.
If it alternates between types, it's going to spray it into different barrels.
Gotcha. Is there a way to put like one item at a time into a barrel?
We'll walk up to it and right-click with it in your hand.
Well, that puts a stack at a time.
Separate your stack.
Yeah, there's no way to do one. I usually just throw a stack in a barrel, shift click, put that one in the next barrel, shift click. Because then you'll have one of each of the item at a time.
Yeah, it works.
Benny.
Hey, Benny's here. Dude, that is not easy to do.
Where's Jetpack?
Thoroughness is from machine to machine, and bandwidth is stacks at a time.
Ah, yeah, I think I want the thoroughness upgrade. To figure out how to make that.
I still had problems
it's
with
also-
it
okay.
spraying multiple stacks around, so your
I'm gonna
mileage
try
may vary.
thoroughness. Because I think I have the resources like right here to do that. No, I don't. I need to make more iron blocks. Or dark iron for that matter.
And invernum drops, right?
No, not for thoroughness. Thoroughness is pretty cheap.
I lit myself on fire.
It,
Don't do that. It's not good for you.
thoroughness
apparently
is
not.
just 5 soul sand and 4 dark iron.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I've got all of that. I also have to make one of those furnaces for this dark iron stuff, so I don't have to keep doing this outside like this.
Do you see 5 of these barrels not showing the atoms there?
I don't think so. I think they all were.
Interesting.
So let's see how thoroughness works on this, because I don't want it, I kind of want this to be automated. I don't want it to manually fill stuff. I'm going to try thoroughness, like, I think that's, I know one of these will do that.
Well, bandwidth is definitely just stacks at a time one.
Alright, thoroughness. Always finish serving machines. Yeah, I think that's what we want. Oh yeah, look at that. It kind of did it. Oh, it goes multiple at a time, too, with thoroughness on. Yeah, see, that's how I want it. Yeah, thoroughness is what I want. So, like, as random items go in here, it's just going to kind of populate the machines with those items. Awesome. So then all I really need is a wooden transport pipe and an autarkic gate and some golden transport pipes. Now, I'm going to have a condition for something here at some point, but for now, this will work. Cool. You know what? There's one more thing ooh. No, this is a nuisance. I wanted to put hoppers on top of these guys.
Problem I always had was, even with thoroughness, once it fell into one stack in the barrel, it would move on to another barrel.
Really? It didn't seem like it was doing that.
As long as it has blank barrels. Now, once you get, once you have all the barrels populated, it'll route it where it's supposed to be. But
Right. It didn't seem like it was doing that. And I put like random items in at a time. So I'm putting one item in at a time.
It's going all in the same barrel.
yeah, you're doing have better luck than my testing did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what thoroughness is supposed to do, is it will always finish serving machines. Means it'll try and fill one machine before it moves on to another. Now, I guess what I could try is put like a couple of these in, and then a couple of these in, and then go back to the stone bricks.
Oh yeah, it did it.
Oh, I got it.
They just have
That's
to be in
not-
order.
So that's what happens, is it moves to one machine and then the next and the next. All right, well, we'll manage that as necessary. For now, I have to figure out how I'm going to run power to this guy. I'll be back in a sec, guys. All right, guys, we're back and kind of setting this whole system up. So what I want to do here is have an interface right there, and we're just going to send basically, whatchamacallit, down the blue line, we want to get, because some items have already started to filter in here, Silky Propolis. Cool. So Silky Propolis goes blue. Everything else goes green, which is going to go straight into the router, which should hopefully start inserting into the barrels. So all I got to do now is turn this on. And of course, Silky Propolis, what that's going to do is it's going to get reprocessed by the centrifuge, which is why we've got that going up into an iron pipe, which dumps directly into the hopper. So items are already starting to flow. You can see we've run the power line down here and up and connect to the back. And if we have to relocate this later down the line, we will. And I'll get some covers to kind of make this look a little nicer. But I think we're ready to turn this thing on and see how we make out. So we'll say redstone signal off, energy pulse. Go. Start pulling items out. Good. There they go. And we're going to see items fly out of here and straight into the barrels. Cool. Look at that. Not bad at all. Ta-da! We're getting stuff in the barrels. That's so awesome. Routers are really cool. I think, Tog, you and Slowpoke made like a full-blown routing system out of routers, didn't you? Like a whole sorting system?
Well, we haven't yet. We have our wall of barrels and our router. I'm still setting up the sorting system.
Gotcha.
Kind of at the stage now where I need blue electric power, and that's kind of annoying to get.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all.
Like, how many thermal piles do you need to run one of those things?
Why not just string
what
it
thing?
like that?
One of what things?
A sorter.
Like one?
Yeah, but like constantly.
Hook it up to a battery box, you'll be fine.
Are you still recording?
Yes.
Oh,
But
never mind.
I'm about to wrap up because I'm going to wait for all this stuff to process. So I'll be back when it's done. Alright guys, making my facades. Cool. Having 18 lasers, by the way, totally pro. Stone bricks. This should look rather nice, actually, when I'm done with it. Oh yeah, fancy. Look at that. I like facades. They really came out pretty good. Cool. Now I can start analyzing my bees, which is going to be useful. Alright. So we've got a lot of machines to put in here still, but we'll sort it all out. Alright guys, we are, wow, way past the wrapping up point. This is a 42-minute video already? Holy cow. Alright, I gotta wrap up here. But what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, that little issue we ran into with the stuff is happening still, but I'm gonna deal with that right now. Just rearrange stuff manually for this time being. And then I might keep this open, because I'm thinking what'll happen here is the following. Let's see. That says 21 beeswax, but I think that's lying. Okay, maybe it's not. Alright, you were right. Some items are not rendering.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know what
What do you
caused
mean they're
that.
not rendering? They're rendering fine.
No, I had a
Yeah,
barrel
okay.
that just wasn't rendering just now. Okay, so I want to see what happens.
Yeah, barrels sometimes glitch.
Alright, so what should happen is, if there's nowhere for the items to go, oh, and then they slide. Okay, that sucks. Alright, that's not good at all.
I think I'm done here, Jared. Do you want to take a look at it?
Yeah, I just had to go
that's
fetch my bees
alright.
from the nether. Yes, somebody decided to change the biome code, and now I have to actually breed nether bees in the nether.
Ooh.
That evil Sin Gear guy. He's mean.
Where were you breeding them?
Previously I've bred them, but pretty much anywhere.
Which bee?
Well, I've gotten the Sinister in the nether, and then I brought it back and bred all the resulting ones in the overworld that avoided
go.
the nether like the plague.
Alright,
Which bee?
this should
That
do for
hold them
now.
in?
Yeah, they might have to be a little careful along some of those steps. For the most part, that will hold people in.
Well, I'm more
Alright, guys.
concerned about the spit villagers.
I'm going to wrap up. So,
Okay,
Direwolf
there's a couple
20
points
signing
where
off
they might.
on episode, I think, 17 of Direwolf 20's Server Play series. Hope you guys enjoyed checking it out. And next episode, we're going to work on this room just a little bit more. We've got a lot of the advanced bee machines from the Extra Bees mod to get started working on, and quite a few other things while we're at it. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and take it easy.